Hello guys, welcome to episode 1 of J's Pravah. Today we'll be learning about what is programming and what are the programming engines. So let's get started. The first question in your mind should be, why do we need a programming language? Suppose I have my system, my computer, and I want to talk to my computer. I want to say to my computer that please change my background color or the color of my screen to red. So what do you think? The computer will understand this? Suppose I say to my computer, send an email to my friend. So do you think it will understand? If I ask my computer what is day today, do you think it understand D of day? No. Computer is a dumb machine. It does not understand anything. It does not understand the human languages. So how can we talk to computer? Computer does not understand the human languages. What we speak generally English, Hindi, any language, the computer does not understand. They only understand 0 and 1. We call this 0 and 1 as a binary system in computer language. So there should be again a question, why computer only understand binary, not any other language? So I'll tell you. So we are at this question, why computers only understand the binary, not any other language? So as from your school definition, and if you go for the definition of a computer, you will find that computer is an electronic device. What does electronic device means? The computer is made up of wires, electronic circuits. So suppose I have a wire, the wire of a red color. So what do you think? How many information this wire can carry? A wire can carry only two information. First, either the current is in the wire, either no current in the wire. Okay, so only two information can be sent. So in a computer language, when there is current flowing into a wire, that we call state 1, and when there is no current, we call it as 0. Now let's suppose I have added another black wire. Now tell me how many information I can send now. So again, if we talk about only the black wire, either it can carry the current, that is 1, or it cannot carry the current, that is 0 state. So I have a red wire and a black wire. If we combine both wires together and we look at the states, the first state can be both wires are not carrying any current. The red wire is not carrying current, but the black wire is having some current. The red wire is having current, but the black is not. And at last, the fourth state can be both wires are carrying the current. So this is the binary representation of 0, 1, 2, and 3. So with two wires, you can make a computer which can process up to four informations or four numbers, you can say. So the computer is made of a millions of circuits and wires. That's why a computer is able to process that much of data. So now I hope you got why computers only understand binary. Now we have learned that computers only understand the binary. Now how can we give some commands to a computer in binary? So for a human, it's very hard to write the commands in binary, because if we are going to do a little task, we have to write lots of binary for that, and that is time taking, and that is very difficult for a human to write each instruction into the binary. So there should be some intermediator which can be converting the human language into the binary. So that's why there are programming languages which are understandable by the human, and then that programming languages are convertible into the machine codes or machine readable language, that is binary. So I have a JavaScript code here and my computer is understanding only zeros and one. So there is a intermediator, we call it as engine, and in the case of JavaScript, it's a JavaScript engine which is converting our human readable programming code into the machine code. So this engine is basically working as a translator for the computer, because computer is not directly going to understand your code, but with the use of JS engine, which is taking your code and converting into the binaries, the computer is able to understand your code. What do you think? There is only one JS engine? Let's have a look. Okay, so we are on a Wikipedia page and these are the list of all JavaScript engines which are available. You will be familiar of some of them like the Spider Monkey, the V8, which is the most popular. Now there is a further question. Why do we call the engines as ECMAScript? This is because when JavaScript was created, many people started creating their own engines. Because JavaScript is a versatile language and there are lots of browsers which support the JavaScript. So whenever you write an engine, there is a governing body that ensures that whatever code you are writing or the whatever engine you are making, that should be working across all the browsers. So ECMA is a governing body which ensures whatever the engine you are making should be working on across all the browsers. So I hope you are clear with that. If we talk about the V8 engine, in 2008, Google was working onto the Google Chrome along with the Google Maps. So in order to make the Google Maps very faster, they made their own engine, that is V8. So let's have a look into the V8 engine. So don't get confused with this diagram. So we will go one by one in all the components. Suppose I have some written program into the JavaScript. So this file is taken into the parser. The parser breaks down your code into the smaller chunks so that analysis can be easier. Also, lexical analysis is happening here to break down codes into the tokens. In the next part, the code is moved to the AST. AST means abstract syntax tree. So what is AST and how does it look like? So let me just give you a brief idea. So we can go to this site, that is astexplorer.net, and let's suppose I am writing a small program. Let's day equal to Thursday. Okay, I have declared one variable. So our abstract syntax tree looks something like this, where we have a program, then we have a body. Inside body, there is a variable declaration happening, what we are doing here. And if we open this, the name of our variable is day. It's correct. The kind of variable is let, which is correct. We declared it with let, and the value is Thursday. So this is how it's happening. If we declare another variable with const data equals to 10, there will be two declarations. If you see, first one was this one, where we have the let kind of declaration. The second one is the const. And into the same manner, the data is having a value of 10. So whenever our code is reaching into the AST stage, it looks like this tree. Now in the next step, the code is reaching to the interpreter, and interpreter directly converts the code into the byte code. When someone asks you, is JavaScript is a purely interpreted language? So well, it depends upon the implementation. Into the V8 engine, there is also a compiler. So when the code is converted into the byte code, there is a profiler. It checks if we can further optimize the code or not. So if there is any chance of optimization, it takes the code from the interpreter to the profiler, and profiler sends the code to the compiler. This compiler is called as the JIT compiler, just-in-time compiler. So this compiler will be producing a optimized bytecode, and this bytecode will be used instead of the old bytecode. So that's why we say whenever you run a JavaScript code, it will be being faster if you spend some time on it. Now let me tell you the difference between interpreter and a compiler, and let's visualize it. So suppose we have a function which is taking two variables x and y, and it's returning the sum of those variables. Now I have a for loop which is running from 0 to 1000, and it's calling the same function again and again with the constant values, that is 4 and 5. Like either it is the first iteration or it is the 1000 iteration, there is no any change into the arguments. The function is being called with the same argument again and again. So let's talk about the interpreter first. So in the case of interpreter, the interpreter doesn't know about this function yet. It is coming to this line. For the first time, it will call this function with 4 and 5. For the second time, it will be calling the same function because interpreter is going line by line. So it does not know what is written into overall the program. So it is just calling the same function 1000 times. Okay. Now this is the same case with the compiler. The compiler is going to scan the whole code at once, and it will try to understand the whole code. Now, when it will reach to line number 6, it will see that we are calling the same function again and again, and the arguments are not being changed. So what will do? So it will call the add function, and it will see the result is going to be 9 every time. So it will replace this line with 9 because we are calling the same function with same argument again and again. So compiler is that smart enough, it is going to replace the code with the 9. Now for the 1000 time, when the compiler will be running this code, it's only going to return 9 from this line instead of calling the same function with same argument again and again. So this is how compilers are smart and quick. But compilers are not a good choice everywhere because compilers take some time into the code compilation. On the other hand, interpreters are quick to get up and they start the execution as soon as they receive the code. They do not scan the whole code. So this is the benefit of using a compiler, that it will take some time into the compilation, but overall it is going to modify your code, it is going to simplify your code, it's going to make your code faster. That's why there is a compiler used by the V8 engine. And if you see, we are running some code for the first time, second time, the code generated by the interpreter can be slow, but with the increase of time, the compiler is going to optimize the code and the code is going to run faster with the time. So this is how the V8 engine works, and this is the whole architecture of V8 engine. I hope you guys understand about the V8 engine. Just keep in your mind that whenever someone asks to you that is JavaScript is an interpreted language, just say the answer, it depends upon the implementation of the engine. It totally depends upon the engine. If you choose an engine which is completely interpreted without any compiler, at that time JavaScript will be totally interpreted. But if you're going with V8 or some modern engines which also use the compilers, at that time you can say JavaScript is using the interpreter and compiler both at the same time. I hope you guys understand this V8 engine and the programming very well. We will learn more topics into the upcoming videos. So if you're watching till here, thank you so much guys. Please hit the like button and share this video with your friends. Please hit the subscribe button, that will be very helpful and motivating for me. Thanks for watching.